It's now time for the Game of the Week, a service of cgame.live. cgame.live. Before we get to all the live play-by-play action, it's now time for the pregame show, brought to you exclusively by Apache Wolf Productions for all your video production needs. Apache Wolf Video Production Services provide an affordable option to businesses in the Puget Sound area, offering training videos, event videos, promotional videos, corporate video productions, TV commercials, infomercials, live streaming of events, and wedding videos. The next time you need video productions, give Apache Wolf Productions a call at 425-222-1605. Apache Wolf Productions is a proud sponsor of the pregame show.
Welcome to the beautiful city of Puyallup, the Daffodil City, home of the Puyallup Nation Kings, as we bring to you here live WWFA playoffs that you can watch live on cgame.live, streaming live, local, and worldwide. Here, standing in for Ray Lana, my name is Michael Buchanan. Alongside my esteemed colleague, Randall, we'll bring you some fantastic Western Washington Football Association playoffs between the two-time defending national champions and division champions, Puyallup Nation Kings, here from Chief Leschi Stadium, and the Wenatchee Rams. As we have the proceedings taking a place on the field, as far as the coin toss is concerned, we will bring to you here who will be taking the ball and who will be kicking off momentarily. We appreciate your patience as we get the feed up and live and ready and get you ready for some action, some live action from here in Puyallup, Washington.
Yeah, and we're looking for a good game. So far this year, last year was the closest game in the last 2 years. The closest games the Kings have had has been with the Rams from Wenatchee Valley. We've won both of them, but in a way, the Kings are taking over for the Rams as the class of the league. The Rams have 5 league championships. They played for championship for 8 times, and they've got a national championship from 2015. So this really is a matchup between the 2 latest champions of this league. So we're looking for a good game today.
Yeah, the last champions from the past 3 years, as you stated, 2015 Wenatchee, 15-16, and then you go into the Rams here. As the coin toss has been proceeded on the field, the Puyallup Nation Kings, will be receiving on the proverbial right side of your radio dial. Again, I said proverbial because we are broadcasting live, local, and worldwide online here at cgame.live, and they will be kicking the Rams of Wenatchee Valley from the left side of your proverbial radio dial.
You know, we're also broadcasting now on Twitch.tv. That's a new one for us, and Twitter. So we're moving up in the world as far as how we get our message and our games out there.
Absolutely. We definitely like to multiply platforms.
And now your reigning, defending, 2-time national champion and back-to-back league champion, Puyallup Nation King.
And I believe the team is going to take the field here.
Looks like we're going to await for a moment as we, again, the pregame proceedings. The team may be taking the field. The Puyallup Nation Kings are going to stand on the sideline for the national anthem. It appears the Rams of Wenatchee Valley on the other side of the field have all of their helmets off, facing the flag on the north side of the football field. Here at this beautiful, beautiful stadium out in Chief Leschi. This is a wonderful home field for them to have a great advantage, which they've carried on for the past several years, as you've documented kind of the changing of the guard from the Rams to the Kings.
With the national anthem.
So we're waiting for the national anthem right now. One of the things, too, is that it was about a month ago is when we played Wenatchee the last time, and now they've returned their starting quarterback who wasn't there last time. And here we go for the national anthem.
A member of the Pierce County Bengals, Coach Rourke, passed away between this morning and last night in a motorcycle accident.
Yeah, we're taking a moment of silence. A coach for the Bengals, a team that is very dear in this league, has passed on. He had a motorcycle accident, and so there's a moment of silence for him.
please remain standing for the playing of the national anthem.
So now as the crowd is going to be seated and the pregame proceedings have elapsed, it looks like it's time for some playoff football here in the Puyallup Valley. Again, we bring to you the Puyallup Nation Kings, your two-time WWFA defending national champions and division champions, versus the Wenatchee Valley Rams, who come into this game looking for revenge from a little bit of about a month ago, as well as just over the last several seasons, as they look to maybe take back the reins that they have given up over the past few years.
Yeah, I'm sure they would like to. I tell you what, though, the numbers are not encouraging. As far as for the number of players that the Rams have, and that's unusual. There was some question whether they were even going to compete this year. So that's the sad thing, is they have a great tradition. They had, as I said, the closest two games we've had in 2 years has been with the Rams, but unfortunately their numbers are down, and in the heat of today, that could end up being a problem.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that when we were going to speak to this game a little bit, Randall, we were definitely going to speak to the size of the roster of the Rams, as well as the heat, which leads us to fatigue. Obviously, they will have hydration specialists as we get into this kickoff, but we'll definitely have to watch for fatigue and cramping, as a lot of those players are going to be going both ways. Ironman football for the Rams today. As we look to kick off, left to right on your proverbial radio dial, here from Chief Leschi Stadium, WWFA playoff football. And the kick is up, far right side. Returnable from the 20, 30, making it upfield. He's got a crease, 40, 42, taken down at about the 42-yard line by about 3 Rams. Looked like on the return there we have number 21, Jerome Williams, who also doubles as free safety. So double duty there on the kick. It looks like Adam Cruz is going to bring his team out, starting at about their own 42-yard line.
That's a good spot to start the game off. Nice return, went straight up field, didn't dance around too much, and we're in business early on.
As the Kings come to the line, you have trips north side, trips far side, 1 receiver back, shotgun formation, 1 running back set, 1 wide receiver in the slot to the trips north. Snaps up, quick pass to the near side. Taken, picks up at the 50, crosses the midfield yard stripe, breaks a couple tackles, gets upfield to the opponent's 45-yard line, and he's pushing through. That is a quick gain of 13 yards, and move the chains, roll the rolls. They're getting on going early.
That's Deshaun Salgado. In the last few games, he's had some big plays, and I tell you what, that's a good way to start out. That was a good, quick pass, and he then, after catching the ball, he was able to turn it up into a first down.
Speaking of quick, the Kings come to the line. Trips north again, same formation. One receiver to the back. Quick pass to the right. Pump fake by Cruz. Another pump fake. Goes downfield. Looking for the big play. Thrown a little bit to the outside shoulder and out of bounds. Incomplete. It was a rollout to the right. It looked like his pressure was a little bit coming from the backside. There was a leak. And it looks like we may have we may have some dirty laundry in the field. Do we see a flag?
The way the officials are walking around, it looked like it, but no, I do not see a flag out there.
I hear a call for holding, but it looks like the play is going to stand as is. Incomplete. Let's move it to 2nd and 10.
He did get a little pressure coming from inside there, but he's still almost connected. That was almost a big play, just a little bit out of reach of the receiver.
And again, the Kings showing you what they're about. Adam Cruz at quarterback, trips north side, coming close to you. You got one single back. Cruz steps back, 3-step drop, goes back to Salgado on the left-hand side, picks up 11 yards and out of bounds, move the chains, first down Kings.
That was nice placement of his feet, right? Just
Absolutely.
past the first down marker right there, similar to the play before, although this one was a little deeper on this play, and gets the ball out of bounds, first down Kings.
Well, again, they're showing them what they're about. Adam Cruz at quarterback. Due to some early season things, he was not able to play for a few games, but has been on fire throughout the season and coming into the playoffs. 2 wide receivers, north side, 1 to the close side. Hear us. Backs either side of the quarterback. 1 back motions out right. Eligible for a backwards pass. High snap. Handoff to the running back up the 2-hole, right off the left side of the center. The ball came out, but a little bit late. Looks like the running back right there is going to pick up about, looks like they're going to call it 2 yards on the gain for running back number 24, Isaiah Seif.
Yeah,
So
a little high on the snap there.
yeah, a little high on the snap, Formationally, they seem to be coming out 2 and 2. Same thing. 2 receivers far side, 1 near side. Same formation, same setbacks, same motion. 3-step drop by Cruz. Throws to a spot.
Just out of the reach of Ketron Barquet.
Going deep, and you know what I liked about that there? It's a quarterback. He drops back. He gets some pressure on the outside, but they didn't get by the blockers. The quarterback stepped up into the pocket. He had a guy deep, and we're close enough. I tell you what, early in the game, this is looking good. Steps up, delivers the ball downfield just a little bit out of his reach.
Absolutely, and you look at the Rams on defense, they're playing off the receivers. That's why they are probably coming with the underneath passes. The Rams are running a base 4-3 defense essentially, but they're getting really spaced out with these formations of the Kings as you're looking at right now. Kings come out, trips receiver set far side, 1 set this side. Cruz back with the snap, 1 running back to his left. 3-step drop, immediately looks to the left. Pass again, complete to Soldado for another 8-yard pickup, move the chains on 3rd down. First down, Kings.
2 first downs now for Salgado on those plays, 3 altogether, but 2 well-placed balls. Puts his feet right there just past the first down marker, the line to gain, as they say, and steps out of bounds, and we're on our opening series drive.
Right, and I think they're getting what they want out of this drive. They're driving those defenders back, stopping and turn around. 2 receivers far side, 1 short side Salgado. 2 backs in the backfield with the quarterback, 1 in motion to the far side. Cruz settles in. 3-step drop, pressure from his right. He's gonna go down way back to the 40-yard line of the Rams. That was a vicious rush on the outside as he rolled directly into it. So we look at this replay right here. He had nowhere to go. He was in the pocket, unable to get rid of the football and save the down. Sometimes you have to take the loss, but that was big. That was a loss of approximately 20 yards. We're going to be looking at a 2nd and about 30 on this play.
Yeah, he didn't really even have a chance to throw it away. He had a couple of receivers downfield, too, that were getting some separation, but unfortunately, he didn't have time to set his feet at all. He was running backwards, and a big loss, as you said.
Again, 2 wide receivers set far side, 1 set this side. Running backs either side. Motion in front of the quarterback in the shotgun formation. Cruz, 3-step drop, looks left, goes deep, has Salgado on the in route again. That button hook to the outside seems to be working well. They pick up a big chunk of yardage back to the opponent's 20-yard line. They're going to be looking at 3rd and about 13 going into this down.
And that was a good play, too. You know, you figure, why didn't he go further down? He got up half of what they needed, and now they got 3rd down. And so that was a good placement of the ball, good route run by the receiver, and a good call by Coach Mack, the offensive coordinator.
Absolutely, to recognize that you have 2 downs to utilize to get that yardage back. Again, 2 receivers set far side, motion back by in the front. Cruz settles in under center again, back up, shotgun, Salgado over the top this time. He had him wide open, but he overthrew him. The double move after so many button hooks. Randall, is that what you saw on this inside right here?
What I think happened, I think the sun got in his eyes, because I tell you what, it looked to me like the ball might have been in position to get caught. It looks like the receiver didn't even know where it was.
Yeah, as we watch that replay right there, he turns around and he kind of puts out his hands like, where's the football? Yeah. And that can happen. I mean, it's not only hot, but that sun's blazing right down. There's not a lot of cover out here in this beautiful football stadium. But the Kings looking fourth down. They're going to come up, and we're going to be looking at a...
What, 37-yard
field goal? About a 37-yard field goal. Rest in from the left hash mark. The kicker settles in.
Loading up on the right.
Snap. It skips. They look to throw the ball and just throws it away. The holder just has to throw the football away. It was a bad snap. So after a very fruitful-looking drive for the Kings of Puyallup Nation, they come up completely empty. Turnover on downs at approximately the 20-yard line is where the Wenatchee Rams will take over. Let's see early in this game if they can strike, take advantage of not having to play so much Iron Man football. They need to score early, in my opinion, in order to kind of conserve what's going to happen late in this football game.
Yeah, well, they certainly could use a long drive here. It's always easier to play offense than defense, certainly with the linemen. It's maybe a little different running backs. So, speaking to what you just said, with the small numbers and the heat, this would be a great time to open up with a long drive and keep your linemen rested, and then also come back at the Kings. This is one of the first times the Kings have not scored.
Check that.
There we go.
There was a late penalty called. They're going to get an opportunity to kick this field goal from approximately about 30 yards at this point now. So they're going to get another opportunity. Kicker steps up. Ball's down, kicks up, and it's true. Put 3 up for the Puyallup Nation Kings, who, I guess I need to mince my words, come out with a fruitful drive now of some sort. So it wasn't a waste driving all the way downfield. Utilized a good return and some good things to get downfield.
Yeah, that's how you obviously how you like to open up the game, and that's how the Kings have been very successful this year on that first drive. They always talk about how important that is. It does help set the tone. It was rather unusual, though. The second time we tried to field goal, the Rams from Wenatchee, they didn't rush at all. I'm surprised at what happened there. The first time, they actually sent 3 guys off of the right of the Kings line, and that actually could have even been called. He might have actually seen that and tried to fake kick. Well, the second time they didn't send anyone, so that's kind of an interesting change in tactics.
Well, you may look at it as tactics, but there's also the other side of it where, they may have to pick their spots. They might have taken that as an extra extended timeout. I don't want to give them anything. This is playoff football, but we know what we're working with here. Let's pick and choose our battles. So maybe let's take an extra breather and not push and try to fight to block this field goal, give our big men an extra breath for when they come in on the offensive side of the ball.
That would be an interesting strategy. Yeah, that could well be it. I mean, with that penalty getting that much closer, they probably figured that one they're going to get, so they could have easily taken a rest on that play.
All right, so as the Kings line up to get off this kickoff after their 3 points and their field goal, the whistle's been blown on the field. Kick is up. Square straight down the middle, going to be returned from about the 5-yard line. He's got the 5, 15, 20. He's got a crease on the outside. It got cut off real quick. Spins off a tackle, breaks another, ended at the 30-yard line. That is a solid return of 25 yards for the Wenatchee Valley Rams to get them going on their first drive of this football game.
Yeah, that was a nice run and spin. I thought he was going to get nailed a lot deeper in the field, but he was able to get back up. And we're trying to find this number. I don't actually have this number on my list of running backs or of people for the Rams, but that was a nice run.
Yeah, you can see as the replay is showing, he spins off right there, breaks that tackle, and makes the moving upfield. So from their own 30-yard line, they break huddle. 2 receivers near side, 1 receiver far side. Fullback, fullback in the sets. I formation, handoff to the running back. And there's nothing there. Straight penetration from the nation. You're getting nothing from the Kings right now early in this football game.
Yeah, he didn't get anything there. They did have a lead back. The tailback was following the fullback on the lead, but that didn't help them at all. They were 3 Kings on the in on that tackle. And one of the problems is we had trouble picking out the numbers, but I think that was Isaiah Martin there on the left. He had a monster game 3 games ago, and so he was leading the charge, and then they had the running back or the linebackers filling in behind him.
All right, 3 formation, I formation set, running back deep. Play action fake. He throws over the top to the outside. It's a great pass to the outside, completed to number. Oh, I lost his number running in there. Completed to number 24 of the Rams, and that would be Clayton Stewart. And that's an excellent pass on the post, on the outpost route. As you can see right here on the replay, good hands to bring it in. The ball was located excellently.
Yeah, he got behind the coverage just a little bit. I think that might have been misplaying that because the coverage was good. It looked like he was in position. And then at the very end, the receiver was able to slip by him a bit. And big reception. And this is a big possession. Again,
I formation, 2 receivers near side, 1 far side. Snap, play action to the, or handoff to the up, back to the fullback. Barrels his way for a pickup of 2 yards. Got to keep them honest.
Whamming and jamming. That was a big guy just slamming it right up the middle. He got hit quick and knocked the defender back, and that was a nice hard run.
Yeah, by the size he's running at, the size he's running at, it's real easy to see that big 4-0 for Joseph the Bus Williams out there playing fullback for the Nachi Valley Kings. Excuse me, Rams. And they are very fond of this formation. Again, I say 2 receivers near side, 1 offset. Should be a penalty there. They got away with 2 men in motion. Off to the fullback again. Back to the bus. And the bus got trucked a little bit, but still picked up 2 more yards. So what you're looking at is 3rd and manageable now for for the Rams.
Yeah, and the bus, he got hit, but he delivered the ball, got leverage. That's something that we point out for the younger players.
Absolutely.
You want to, when you hit, you want to hit and rise up into the contact, bring the person up that you're hitting, and he did that at the end. And we got 3rd and 4.
Certainly, and as the ball carrier, you want to go forward, which he did, and I probably gave him an extra yard. 2 receivers near side, 1 offset. I formation, running back, set to the left side, putting you 2 receivers each side. Play action fake. Toss up to the top, and the ball's just out of play. I think there could have been a pass interference called, but the ball was deemed uncatchable.
Yeah, that's could well be why they didn't call that. It's because the ball was well out of bounds. It could have been mutual contact, but I do see what you said. Did seem he was held up there a little bit, but again, that's not a penalty. The ball ended out of bounds.
So on 4th and about 5 here to go, 4th and about 4.5, it looks like the Rams are going to drop back into punting formation. This is kind of that no man's land where you take that consideration of maybe going for it, but it looks like they've made their decision at least until the play unfolds. So full-on punt formation for the Rams as we look on.
Yeah, certainly if they were 10 yards more, they probably would go ahead and go for it.
The punt is up, angled to the right, coffin corner, picked up at the 1-yard line by the Kings. Running to the right, getting up the middle, has a little crease, cuts right one more time, gets tackled down at the 21-yard line of the Kings. And
I'm glad I didn't say anything because I was thinking, well, he should have let it go into the end zone. He's right there on the goal line. But clearly he made the right decision to return that.
A return of 20 yards, and that's about where you would have got the ball anyhow. So you might as well take it, move on for it. Adam Cruz is going to come out and lead their boys as they like to throw the ball around, and you can see he has been on fire since his season has started this year.
He's just had an amazing year.
Second drive of the afternoon.
And the great thing about the Kings, they always talk about the next guy up. And this year, even when he was injured, we still were able to win.
2 receivers each side, single set running back to his right. Cruz sets in shotgun formation. Cadence gets the snap. Turns right instantly. And it's just a quick speed out, picks up a quick 9 yards to put them at 2nd and 1, moving into this next play. And it looks like they may be going no huddle. It looks like they're going to get right on the ball here, Randall.
Let's hurry up.
Hurry up and win.
Yes, when we got the numbers, right? You can hurry up when you have the numbers. That'll wear them down.
Trips receiver near side, 1 up top. Cruz with the running back to his right as he looks over the defense. Hayden's the cadence. Shotgun formation. Hands off to the running back. Cuts right. Has a seam. Gets upfield. 50, 51. Gets into 51. We're in Canada for a minute. Gets up to the opponent's 48-yard line.
Ah, that's a nice one. Gets the ball, makes the one cut, right? One cut, hits the hole, accelerates through it. That was a sweet run.
That is the key right there, I believe, Randall. One cut and go.
Yep.
If you're dancing in the hole, you're doing too much. One cut and go. You're looking from that from any perspective if you're a coach.
Hey,
excellent call.
And let me jump real quick. The play before where we got the big yardage on the reception, Delshon Salgado was downfield throwing blocks. I just want to throw that out there because that was a good block on the reception to give us extra yards.
2 receivers near side, 1 far. 2 backs, 1 in motion to the near side. Give us 3 receivers, 1 running back to the right. High snap. Cruz has nowhere to go. He goes down. With the length of the time it took for that shotgun snap to give him there, he had no opportunity to get rid of that football.
Yeah, I was a little worried about that too because he avoided the outside rush but stepped up, and the guy inside looked like he could have had a shot at him. I think he did. Cruz is a tough guy. He gets right up, but that's a little disconcerting.
Right. His eyes have to be downfield. He has to be prepared. Now, if you look at this Rams defense, they're playing an umbrella, also known as a dime defense. They're putting out a lot of extra defensive backs to cover up the offense that they're running. 4 receivers out wide, 2 each side. Running back to the right. Cruz with the handoff. 1 cut and go to the running back, and he picks up 2 quick yards. Scampers check that for 3 quick yards.
That's Anthony France with the ball, and not a whole lot there. Makes the move, gets what he can.
But you got to keep him honest.
That's right. That's right. And you made a good point, too, is that the Rams, they're not doing anything special on defense. In fact, their linebackers are way off the ball. It's a 4-man rush up front that is thus far been pretty effective against what has been a real good Kings offense.
Well, when you spread out wide receivers like 4 wide right now and 1 in the back for Cruz as he drops back, surveys the field, all of his receivers going deep. I don't know if they're going to call that complete. From my vantage point, he had it on the line and the foot on the line, incomplete pass, and that would have been a first down.
That was Mike Waller there, and he got, again, we've been saying this so far in the first quarter, he got to the spot he needed to be to get the first down. Unfortunately, they say he was out of bounds.
Yeah, as a receiver, one of the most important things to know on the field is where you are on the field at all times. He just took a potential first down off the board by not knowing his awareness and putting them into the worst possible situation. 3rd and long, as it looks like we have a timeout on the field. Not sure if either team has taken it or the referees. I haven't seen them point to themselves yet.
So we got an official timeout.
Official timeout on the field.
An official timeout.
It should be a completed catch.
They're going to call it a completed catch.
You have to have 1 foot in bounds.
So 1 foot in bounds, which he did. It's just a matter of was it pitter patter? Which foot was down first? But based upon the call, they're saying that Mike Waller pulled that ball in. So apparently he knew where he was on the field enough, and they're going to give him just short of the first down. They move the chains, so 1st and 10 to go from the opponent's 34-yard line.
Now, one of the things about this league is they have hybrid rules. They use some pro rules, some college rules. Now, that is a college rule, 1 foot in. And so I believe that's what the official probably made a mistake thinking, oh, this is semi-pro.
Correct.
But because it looked good to me. It looked like he's in the right spot.
Cruz in shotgun formation, 3 receivers wide right. He looks left, has a receiver breaking open, and he has wide open in the middle of too much air under the football. He might have put too much air in that football. Ball falls incomplete in the end zone into quadruple coverage.
Yeah, that's what I was going to mention. There's 4 guys down there. I think it turned out, and our guy had a shot at it too.
When you have 10 hands down there and 8 of them are for the other team, you might want to consider where you're throwing the football.
Where he wanted it to be, but it'll be 2nd down and 10.
As the announcer here just let us know, he might not have thrown that ball exactly where he wanted it to be. But as they come back out in formation looking to make something of this 2nd down, Cruz looks over the defense, trips far side, which seems to be a favorite formation. Near side, you have Waller. 1 receiver offset in the back. Running back, check that, hand it off to him. And, this Rams defense is diving to the ball immediately upon handing off in the running game.
I was like, say, a sift there. And, exactly. Because, when he first hit the hole, I'm thinking, that 1 cut and go, it looks like we could get something happening there. But it closed on him awfully quick.
Well, it looks like they might win the speed battle battle and might want to look to get to the edge, but we'll see how they go. Twin receivers either side. One receiver set back to the left. Cruz looking over the defense. Leaves the cadence in the shotgun formation. Steps back, looks right, throws right. The ball's tipped. Excellent defense right there by number 32 of the Rams. Number 32 of the Rams on my roster goes by John Rossi. Excellent defense to get and knock that ball down.
That was good defense because he jumped. That's called jumping the route. It looked like the receiver was open. The ball was not badly thrown. Could have been maybe a little more accurate, but not bad. But the receiver, or excuse me, the defensive back read the pass and jumped the route on it and was able to knock it away.
Our situation now, we're looking at 4th and 8 for the Puyallup Nation Kings.
4th down and 8.
And it looks like they're going to go for it. Cruz has twin receivers to each side. Running back offset as he overlooks in the shotgun formation. Two-step drop. Looks left. Throws left. Receiver. It's caught and out of bounds. That's going to be a first down.
Yeah, that was
a 29-yard pickup. That is excellent offensive play.
And that's what we were talking about earlier. They're in that place where do you kick it, you go for it on 4th down. They went for it. Was nice pass pattern. Nice. The route was run very, very correctly, very precisely. That's what I'm trying to say.
What has to be done is that ball has to be out on time.
And he had protection. That was the other thing. He had protection that time.
Trips right, one running back, hands off to the running back. He's got a hole. I believe he's in the end zone, ladies and gentlemen. That is a Puyallup Nation Kings touchdown.
And I like that. You know what? Running right at him. Run straight ahead, right at him. And we've talked about this before, previous games, is that we like to see him get at the goal line and run right at them, and that's what they did. They just blew them off the line and ran it right into the end zone.
Yeah, absolutely. So that, barring anything going haywire on the point after touchdown attempt, we'll be looking at a 10-0 game, but I don't want to give that to them just quite yet. There's a reason they still make them kick it.
That's right. That's why they actually have to kick it through.
So they line up now. Everybody in formation, Rams sitting back. The snap, the hold, the kick, it's up, and it's good. So
and there's going to be a penalty on that.
I do see we may have a roughing the kicker penalty based upon where the flag is, which would be assessed on the kickoff, which means they'd be kicking the ball off from approximately the 40-yard line if it's a roughing on a 15-yard variety.
Yeah, that's what it's got to be.
So we look at the replay here. Let's see if we can get to the extent of getting to the penalty. So you have the snap, the hold, the kick, and that was up and good. And if we get back to it, it may or may not see the penalty. It happened a little bit late, but let's see what the officials on the field are.
Well, the kicker was laying on the field, and unless he slipped, then that's almost always going to be roughing the kicker.
I played with a lot of kickers who knew how to do that.
Yes, well, there's that true. That is true.
So, here at the 5:01 mark of the first quarter, it's the home team here in the Daffodil Valley, the Puyallup Valley, Puyallup Nation Kings 10. The Wenatchee Valley Rams from the eastern side of the state, 0.
So we played just about 10 minutes, and we're up 10-0. And that's something, we're spoiled as Kings fans because this is something that we really enjoy, that we kind of expect. We even talked about maybe a little slow start, and almost looked at it as if we were having a slow start, but boom, it's 10-0 with 10 minutes gone in the first quarter.
So they'll be kicking off from the 50-yard line, if I'm seeing this correctly.
So the penalty that was against the Rams was rubbing the kicker. So 15 yards was added on to the kick. So the Kings will be kicking from.
So again, hybrid rules, so they would have been kicking off from the 35. Add 15 onto that, they're kicking off from the 50-yard line. So the Kings will be kicking off to the Rams from the 50-yard line. So if you want to play field position, this is obviously going to hurt the Rams.
Well, but there you go. Now you're the Kings. Do you pooch kick it, see if you can pin them down inside the 20, or do you go ahead and kick it on into the end zone?
Well, you don't want to pooch kick it because the fair catch comes into play. You'd have to bounce and roll it. You'd have to do something real slick. Well, they're going to see if they can't just pin them at this point. They returned at the 10, up to about the 14-yard line. Picks up about 4 yards on the return. Ultimately, you got what you wanted out of that.
Yes. The terminology I used maybe was incorrect, but that was the idea. In other words, instead of kicking it off all the way into the end zone, put it up in the air like that, let the coverage get down there, and pin them inside the 20-yard line. So they made that choice. They kicked it short like that. I called it a pooch kick. And because the idea was, let's pin them inside. And they did a pretty good job on the coverage there.
Yeah, I think they would have liked to get a little bit more out of it, but nonetheless, I think they ultimately got what they were looking for inside of their, putting the opponent inside of their own 20-yard line as the Rams break the huddle. 2 receivers near side, 1 receiver far side. Again, I formation with the bus at fullback. Looks over the defense. Quarterback. Hands off, and the penetration from the Kings. I tell you who made the tackle, but the whole team was there. What a great stop by the Kings. I think the first man in on that play again might have been number 24, Isaiah Seif, a name that we've called once or twice this evening.
Yeah, and I'll tell you who else was there was Sean Lovelace, the defensive tackle, came charging in from the right side, got good penetration, came across the center, came across the formation, and also was in on that tackle, hit him in the backfield.
Spent a lot of time playing on the line, and we used to tell each other, I mean, in this case it was the running back, but we used to tell each other, let's meet at the quarterback. That's the plan. Let's meet at the quarterback. Right there, they met at the running back, essentially in the backfield. So now looking at second and approximately 12 yards. 2 receivers this side, 1 far side, I formation. Get handoff, misdirection to the left. Quarterback keeper roll out to the left, and he's got yards to gain. Pick up the... Gets out to about the 30-yard line. A pickup of about 17, 18 yards on the quarterback keeper. The misdirection was misdirecting.
Yeah, in the old days, we called that a naked bootleg. He had no one out there blocking for him. It was misdirection. He rolled out, and if you saw it, the defense, they ran the same type of motion and formation that they've been running before. The defense just collapsed the middle, hit the running backs. Both running backs were tackled, but guess what? They didn't have the ball. Reverse out. No one blocked for. That's why they call it a naked bootleg.
Yeah, they really haven't shown a lot as far as formations are concerned. This is something a little bit different. Single receivers each side, I formation. Handoff to the running back off the left side. Has a little crease up the hole. Picks up about 4 yards until he's gang tackled again by the secondary of the Kings of Puyallup Nation.
Yeah, they sent the fullback to the left that time, not leading the running back because probably the linebackers are keying on the fullback so much. And the running back then cut across, so the fullback went one way, the running back goes the other way, and that was a better result than they've had recently on the inside runs. And that's the thing that happens, too, because these linebackers, we got some real good linebackers. We have Ed Emo, or no, not Ed Emo, but we got some real good linebackers out here. Emo is one of them, and they key the fullback lots of times.
1 receiver set to each side. Running back in motion out of the I formation. Fullback only back. Play action. Quick pass. Intercepted with nobody in front of him. 20, 15, 10, 5. Call it all the way. That is a pick 6, ladies and gentlemen, for your Puyallup Nation Tribes. Taking playoff W's as much as they can.
What happened on that one?
So as you see the replay here, he goes... Quick play action. Gets rid of it. That pressure off the outside forces the ball to sail.
Yeah, that was it because that was so far off. I didn't see the hit inside. I usually watch for that kind of stuff.
Well, they were playing a zone defense, which allowed that DB to be in an area. He was playing in his own zone. So there was nowhere in particular he had to be. So when the ball just kind of floated to him, you have to play assignment football. And he did, and it resulted in a pick 6.
Yes, yeah, perfect. Good explanation there. Also, the pressure, if you watch it, the quarterback wasn't able to step into it. We talked about that earlier, so the ball didn't have the authority on its flight.
I believe his height may have had something to do with that, to be perfectly honest with you. As we look for the PAT here for the Puyallup Nation Kings, everybody's set for the formation. The snap, the hold, it's baffled. He's looking for somewhere to get rid of the football. He's all the way back at his 20. He throws it up just to see if he can get 2. But we do have some dirty laundry on the field, ladies and gentlemen. Incomplete on the field. Let's go to the call from the Stripes.
Well, it was in the area of holding the receiver or pass interference. I didn't necessarily see the interference, though. I'm wondering if maybe it's holding.
This would be the second time, if that be the case, that the Rams have bailed out ineligible receiver.
What? They did ineligible, but they did it against the Rams.
He may have just got his direction wrong on his arm point, because obviously that's not possible. So, ineligible receiver, just the PAT will be no good as it was attempted. As you saw, that is the second time a snap has been either missnapped or mishandled by the holder. That is something they may want to sit on the sideline and practice a couple times, because that's not part of the game that you want to slip. But here's we sit at the 2 minute and 43 second mark of the first period. Puyallup Nation Kings 16, the Rams of Wenatchee 0.
You know, one of
Chief
our
Leschi Stadium.
One of our linebackers made a good play there in the last series, and I gave the wrong name. His name was Ben Emo. I gave his father's name, who was Ed Emo, and who I knew. I told this story last week, so I won't tell it again. But I knew him when I was at San Diego D State University. So let's give Ben Emo the props for good. He's been having a great year the whole year, too.
Well, hopefully for the Kings of Wenatchee, they might have an opportunity at a better field position than the 12-yard line, being that this is going to be kicked off from the regular position of the 35 instead of the 50, as the last kickoff was.
Yeah, you know, this is playoff football here, too, and the Kings have just been so dominant the last 2 years and taken over, as we mentioned earlier, for the Wenatchee Rams as the class of the league.
Everyone down in the three-point stance. Ball is up. Short kick to the left side of the field. It's going to be fielded at about the 30. It's fumbled. It's on the ground.
And a quick tackle.
That should have been fair, caught at the 30. Two Rams bump into each other, end up losing it. Goes about 7 yards back. They're going to take the football at approximately their own 24-yard line and start their drive out there.
Hey, it's great to have Kings luck because, you know, at the very beginning, it didn't even seem like it was that good of a kick. But we had great coverage right down there. Gee whiz.
Or would it be fair to say with two national championships that they have all the Kings' riches?
Oh, there we go. Oh,
I had to go. It was there. It was there.
Yeah, that was good. And then, yeah, and back-to-back national champions, and we're hoping back again.
Well, if you're looking at the way they're coming out firing 16-0 here in the first quarter, completely dominating the offensive side of the football, they're en route to do that as the Rams come to the line. Single receiver up to the far side, two receiver here, short side. Offset backs. Quick out. Hits him over the middle quick. And it's a quick tackle. Quick pass, quick out, quick tackle. Be careful of that horse collar. Call it a first down on a 17-yard gain. Move the chain.
Yeah, it was a good play right there. We're playing off them quite a bit, but why not? Got a big lead. Let's not let them get a cheap touchdown on us. But I'm guessing they're going to play them a little tighter because that was 17 yards. That was the biggest play of the game so far for the Kings.
I believe they picked up.
Rams.
I believe they picked up about 20 plus on that naked bootleg. But nonetheless, it's one of two.
Right.
And it looks like we have a stoppage of play on the field. I don't know if it's an equipment malfunction, injury malfunction, if his helmet came off, but the referee is telling him he has to come off the field for at least one play. And that is number 31. That is number 31, Sean Parker of the Puyallup Nation Kings, who is coming off for one play. One receivers, far side, two short side, I formation again.
We got a lot of guys up on the line.
Quarterback under center, looks it over, takes the snap, three-step drop, backwards pass to the running back, has nowhere to go. Excellent open field tackle right there. All you can do is commend the man for coming up and making that single high tackle, and I'm going to give that credit to number 6, Joseph Titiali. I apologize if I have butchered his name, but he made an excellent play, and I want to give the young man credit.
Yeah, Isaiah Martin coming off the left end, defensive end, put the pressure on. However, no one actually picked him up. But they put the pressure on him. The quarterback had to unload it pretty quick. And as you said, the person came up and hit him right away.
Yeah, it's you have to break down in that situation. That is, if you're familiar with the defensive stance, it's almost the same thing you want to do. Then you want to shoot through that tackle. That's what you want to do. And you were talking about going up with that pressure. Right. That's exactly what you want to do. He broke down and made an excellent open field tackle. Oh, yeah. There's a place for you on a football field if you can do that. Rams drop back, quick pass over the middle. Excellent defense over the top. He met him as the ball met the receiver and jarred it away. As we look at this replay, you'll see it. He goes with the quick action to the right-hand side to get rid of the football. The DB is there as the football gets there. You cannot time that any better. A second earlier, it's pass interference, moving the chains, first down. Instead, you're forcing a third and long for a team that has a hard time getting the ball down the field currently in our situation.
Yeah, that was number 24 for Wenatchee, and it was Chayton Stewart, and it's C-H-A-Y-T-O-N is how they spell it. I don't know if it's Clayton or Chayton. Chayton Stewart, 24.
Two receivers far side, one this side. I formation as per usual. Quarterback looks left and right, looks over the defense, looks left to throw, rolls out left, odd shoulder, throws over the middle, wide open, and the ball's popped up. Oh, he got depleted. But I think we're going to get a helmet to helmet, a spearing call. It's really hard, live action. These guys in black and white do an excellent job. They have a decision to make in a split second. Maybe on a replay we'll get an opportunity to look at that in a little bit slower motion as the ball comes over the field. Quarterback rolls left, gets rid of the ball. As you see, that shoulder looks like it's awfully low right there, and the ball was still intercepted. But it depends on how this call is going to go.
Yeah, I don't think
that looked like it was on the shoulder to me. I don't.
Yeah,
it looked clean to me. It looked like a clean football play.
Well, and this is a case where you just break down and make a form tackle, and there's no question about that.
Again, let's run back and look at this, Randall. That's a clean football play in my personal opinion, but again, I take nothing away from the men down there who are only getting to see it one time, and they're calling it when they see it, so I give them credit nonetheless.
Yeah, I don't have a problem making that call. In fact, you know what? We're in college, and so I don't know what the rules are here, but in college they would probably disqualify that player.
So after the penalty, the personal foul, targeting penalty against a defenseless receiver. They're still sorting it out on the field. I will get you all the information as you're looking at it, but I will let you know immediately once the ball is spotted, even though you can see. I'll still tell you, just so you can step away for 30 seconds. Looks like the referees are having a quick conversation. So while we have a second here, Randall, what is it about this defense of the Kings that you've seen outside of the zone that allowed for that pick six earlier? Obviously, they come hard hitting. That has gotten them to this point, and they're pretty tenacious out there today.
Well, you're a lineman, and I was a defensive lineman also, so of course, I always think there's a synergistic effect with the defensive line. That's a big one. Put pressure on the quarterback. Even if he has time to throw it, he's always looking around. You get to contain guys upfield, get the big guys pushing up the middle, and on that interception, right, we saw the quarterback didn't have time to step into the throw, and that's actually what caused that interception. Was he didn't have enough force, power on the ball. He has people coming right at his face.
He laid that receiver out to dry. I'm going to be honest with you. He shouldn't have thrown that football. He was saving his own neck. I'm just going to give you that. I can't hold that one in. There's no reason he should have thrown that football. He should have kept rolling out. He threw that ball in between four defenders. That was you have to protect your receivers as a quarterback too, because you know what, down the road he's not going to want to catch that football, because you got to have trust with your quarterback and your wide receiver, and Hunt needs to gain that trust right now again.
I apologize. I thought we were talking about the pick-off, the pick six.
Originally the pick six, yes. I was just coming back to this right here where he should not have thrown that ball to that receiver at that time.
Laid him out over the middle like that. Yeah, that's
late,
a tough one. Yeah.
Late over the middle, rolling against your opposite arm. All the things your quarterback coach tells you not to do.
We got a timeout on the field with the Kings.
So it's going to be an official timeout for the Kings of Puyallup Nation.
Well, so far things have been going according to plan. Like I said, the last 2 years, the best games have been between these two teams. And unfortunately, they just don't have the numbers out here. They have their new quarterback, or the quarterback that missed the last game.
Is that James Hunt?
He's back.
I believe number 11 out there, James Hunt.
Zach Clow.
Oh, my apologies.
C-L-O-W. Zach Clow. He missed the last game. He's been real successful for them, though, in the past.
Well, as we take this time out, we'd like to thank you for tuning in here to cgame.live. Again, you can text it on twitch.tv as well as on your Twitter feed. Here in the wonderful Puyallup Valley, again, the Puyallup Nation Kings 16, the Wenatchee Rams 0. 46 seconds left here in the first